This was cross-posted with just neckbeard things. The biggest mistake I ever made contains a spoiler tag and a not safe for work tag.
Oh dear. Perfect. Just the way I like it. I don't know. I really don't know.
Let's see what happens. Let me tell you about the neckbeard I dated. Let's see. This might end up sounding familiar. I may have to look it up. We sort of met in English class. We have to go around the room and introduce ourselves with an interesting fact. He introduced himself as, "Hey, what's up? My name's John Doe." We'll call him that. You know, we have to
Yeah.
withhold names.
Of course.
A few weeks later, he interrupts a conversation I was having with a friend before class. I remember them asking if he was John Doe, saying, "Hey, why don't we meet up and talk?" He seemed pretty nice guy that I might want to be friends with, so I agreed. I showed up and waited. He never showed up. I walked up to him the next Monday, asked what was up. "Oh, I was there. I guess we just didn't see each other."
Well,
We hung out that night, and immediately he mentioned an ex who broke up with him sophomore year of high school, and then made several unwanted references to his dick in the same fucking vein. What?
oh my god, why?
Oh yeah,
Why
I had
must
an
it
ex who
always
was a
go to
literal.
that?
Oh, I had an ex that was a literal bitch. By the way, do you want to see my penis?
What? No. It's like, in what context does that translate to, oh, I'm talking about my ex, maybe they want to see it. Maybe they want to see my junk. No.
I was making that shit up. It's not part of the story though.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, Jesus.
I was just thinking of what it might have been. I mean, I imagine this guy just talking about how bad of
Yeah.
a fucking girl he dated once in high school, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, hey, do you want to see my dick? It's a great dick. As if he's like, oh yeah, you have a fucking 10-inch dick, while
Get
looking
over
like
yourself. Yeah.
and I'm reading ahead here a little bit, over 300 pounds, about my size.
Bleh.
All right. He even made several offhand comments about how he was impressed that I would eat a burger in front of him because girls are always too afraid to eat. I later found out he intentionally stood me up that Friday because if you didn't say anything about me standing you up, then you're not the kind of lady I want to hang out with. I should have ended things right there. I didn't.
Why didn't you?
Let me.
Why didn't you?
All right. Let's paint a picture about our John Doe. As I said earlier, 300
Oh, no.
pounds, a total weeb obsessed with Dragon Ball. His hair has parted down the middle. Rarely wears anything other than sweatpants or pajama pants, and ratty tank tops with holes.
Ew, trailer trash, if anything.
For some reason, he wore pedophile-like glasses that, Napoleon Dynamite had. I'm usually not one to judge by appearance, but it should have tipped me off. By the way, I'm not generally attracted to men. I figured I might eventually grow to like him because he seemed nice and funny. Turned out he was just maniacally clever and manipulative. I'm kind of a nerd, so I like being around fellow nerdy people. And our friend group soon grew around us, so it was impossible not to become close to him as a friend. I mean, we were in the same live-action role-playing club, which should have been a clue, and that same crew that gamed in the lobby. LARPers. That should have been the game changer. A few more things, however, should have tipped me about his character. He'd brag about how he could control and manipulate people, and was absolutely proud about how we became friends because it's somehow so clever to him to test me and stand me up like that. He'd talk about how he'd gotten into bar fights or how he'd slipped drugs to a friend, frequently telling a story of how he mailed boxes of dildos to his principal in high school because she needed to loosen up.
And he thinks this is all impressive. How? Seriously, it's like, why? What's your damage, really? Jesus.
Our narrator finds this gross.
I find it gross too.
He then began to manipulate and play games with my friends, getting them to do things they wouldn't normally do, all the while bragging to me. He'd also make pretty sexist comments about females and would also make the occasional racist comment too.
Oh, okay.
He would call all the women petty bitches, yet for some reason we'll fall back on the fact most of his friends were women when confronted with his blaring sexism. Oh, so like saying the N-word and say, that's okay, I have a black friend.
That doesn't make it okay. That really doesn't make it okay. That never makes it okay.
It never is. Fast forward a few months. He has been trying to manipulate me into dating him. I really only wanted to be friends with our John Doe, but he wanted more. He kept withholding information, questions I asked, where the group was hanging out and stuff, saying, I'll tell you if you date me.
No.
He changed our names in the chat that we were in to Mr. Wifey and Mrs. Hubby. Finally, he manipulated me into saying, I love you, which he then replied, now you'll be my girlfriend, right? In context, I was saying I love you to a few fellow girls' friends, without thinking. Turned to him, said it in the same way that I meant for my other friends. I was so overwhelmed, I didn't know what to say. This guy wedged himself in there as one of my best friends. And I'm a clingy bitch with codependent tendencies, and I absolutely didn't want to hurt him. So I said, yes, I mean, you're supposed to be good friends with your significant other, right? He immediately forced me to hold his hand and to cuddle him. And I didn't know how to say no. I'd already been platonically snuggled up to my best friend that night while watching a movie. Said it was the same and that we should because it would make him happy and we were dating now. He decided to propose 2 weeks into our relationship, even though we have not yet gone on a single date. I was extremely uncomfortable, but laughed it off. He ended up proposing 3 times that day, much to my discomfort, calling me his waifu. Why hasn't this girl fucking stopped?
Oh my god.
So many red flags, but she still is not saying no.
My tiny spine is bigger than hers. And I hate confrontation. I hate saying no. But even I know when to be like, back off.
He also made extremely off-color comments that clearly objectified me. We ended up dating for about 1.5 years, part of it being long distance. Part of me didn't have the heart to break it off. Part of me was deluding myself into thinking that this could work out because we were friends. I remind you, this guy was highly manipulative. I am extremely manipulable. Bitch.
Oh.
He started telling people at work he was engaged and would constantly call me his fiancée to his friends. I had never said yes to any of this, but you never said no to either. Fucking hell.
Yeah, but here's the thing. She's not consenting to that. If she doesn't say yes, it's not. And he doesn't want to get through his thick skull.
Oh, you need an N-word pass to say the N-word.
so
There's an
wrong.
N-word pass? It's a meme. I didn't know there was an N-word pass. Oh, a meme from TikTok. And then he goes, really, Nibba? I think we can get away with that when they use B instead of G, I think. But we'll see.
It's a gray area. I'd stay away from it.
No, and I'm hearing, I think, something going on outside. I think they're probably clearing the parking lot of my apartment. So if there is some sort of distinctive, like hum,
Rumbling.
that's the plow.
Okie dokie.
All right. I don't know if they'll pick up
our
the recording or not.
overlords starting to take over the planet.
I don't know if it'll pick up in the recordings, but let's see what happens.
I can hear it, so I don't know.
Ah, okay. All right. I finally decided to get a job at a camp near his house for the summer to spend time with him. I stayed at his parents' house over one weekend, in his bedroom. He slept elsewhere on the couch, instructing me to sleep on top of one of the blankets. First of all, he didn't use sheets on his bed, and his bed was suspiciously stained and nasty.
Ew.
Yeah, kind of like mine, but I have a reason. I moved in here and I got that in 2011, so it's about 8 years old. I need a new one anyway.
Yeah, but you're not a cringy, neckbeardy guy.
Yeah,
I
keep shit to myself.
You keep it classy.
I try. Let's see. I asked to borrow his computer to do preparation for next semester. He eyed me suspiciously and said, "Don't look at my browser history." Just kidding. You won't find anything. The first thing that popped up as I went to look up a link for student loans was hentai monster girl porn, big tits, XXX.
No surprise, though.
Wolf Ryan Reading goes, "Ew, cum stains." Hopefully not.
It's okay. It might not be all cum stains. It could be
general dirt. Like mine was. It's generally
maybe some
dirt.
streak marks.
Oh. Ooh. That would be bad. Let's see.
Yeah.
I thought, okay, gross, but that could be a fluke. I went to check his browser history, and damn. The computer was...
You don't find anything.
The computer was used almost solely for porn. The internet's for porn.
The internet is for porn. Porn.
The first thing I realized was that this was disgusting. The second thing I realized, I could check the timeline of this porn. Every time he had gone to the bathroom when I was not looking or talking with someone else during our dates, he was looking at porn. Even at church, when he was supposed to be helping in the children's ministry. I then began to realize how often he probably jerked off around my presence and how often I have been oblivious.
He grabbed his dick and double-clicked too much. Porn.
I'm thinking it's quote from regular car reviews. He goes around vapping in dangerous places, knowing full well that when confronted, he'll have to explain what fur affinity is. I'm paraphrasing here.
Oh, God.
I'm paraphrasing, but yeah.
Yeah. It's like, don't show him fur affinity. Please don't show him fur affinity.
Then I discovered I could see his current phone history, as in what he was currently looking at. Nasty, kinky stuff that I don't have the vocabulary to explain. He was mentioning me from the other room and jerking off to it. I confronted him the next morning and he claimed it was his brother's Chrome account. I showed him proof that it was on his phone at the moment. Then he was looking at it in front of his cousins and younger siblings. I'm going to make sure that I don't do that shit in public.
I'm so glad that I don't.
He was quiet and took my hand and blamed me for finding this out, saying, "It's okay, we'll get through this." I don't know why I was so gullible or why I stayed for long. It took forever to get out of his control and took advantage of me in so many ways. So yeah. Oh, edit.
Oh my god.
An edit.
Edit?
I realized that
Uh-huh.
I definitely should have walked away a lot sooner, but at the time I was terrible at confrontation. And since our friend group was essentially centered around us as a couple, I didn't want to risk destroying our friend group. I was scared. I didn't know my own self-worth, which is why I titled this as the biggest mistake I ever made. There's also a lot of things he did in our relationship related to his mental health that I didn't feel right in mentioning to the whole internet. Also, when I went to add that comment, the format freaked out.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I freaked out because I saw near the in the same paragraph with the hentai monster girl, porn, big tits, triple X. I saw in brackets a /P, so I think formatting bugged a bit.
You.
Wolf Titan reading comments. I would say it was kind of rude for her to look into his browser history, but oh well. And then went, lol, legend has it, he was watching two midgets shitting into bucket with a random guy getting a strap on up the ass.
Ugh.
That's a Cards Against Humanity reference.
Oh yeah. No, I'm fully aware of that one.